I'm Brian Cook, and this is Kendra Cox with DiscoverWoodward.com and Keller Williams Realty Lead here in Woodward, Oklahoma. And today we have Paul Faulkner, and we're going to discuss his organization here and find out how he contributes to Woodward America.
Well,
In more than Woodward, like a lot of area.
That's the most exciting thing that I read. The coverage, so you are with Northwest Domestic Crisis Center. That is a mouthful for me.
yes.
Yes.
You can just call us NWDCS.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to do that either.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
All right, so that's who you are, Northwest Domestic Crisis Center. But your reach is huge. I thought just Woodward. That's always on my brain is Woodward, my community, my home, what I love. But you're bigger than that. Tell us where you reach.
A lot of people think that we're Woodward because that's where we started back in 76-ish. But no, we actually cover the 10 northwest counties of the state. We operate 2 24-hour shelters. That's in Woodward and in Guymon. We have 2 apartment complexes in Alva and here in Woodward. And we have 6 crisis centers, one in Texas County, Harper County, Ellis County, Dewey County, Woodward, and Woods County.
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
I spent 8 years almost in Harper County. Had no idea there was one in Harper County.
And that's only been there 4 years.
Well, I'm going to give myself a pass.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we
Okay,
opened
so
those last 3-4 years ago.
the story of how Northwest Domestic Crisis Center began is really cool. It's 1976.
1976.
Kitchens.
Women's kitchens. Some concerned citizens that kept having people knock on their door whose husbands had abused them and invite them in, and it became a pattern. And so this group of concerned citizens, and I'm not going to pretend to know who all they are because I don't, decided to do something about it. And so they started with a hotline. And it just kind of grew from there. In I think 1981, they were given their first shelter. Another interesting story, it was an old double-wide trailer and the front door didn't even lock.
Oh, that does not feel safe.
No, but it was a place for women to go and it was confidential then too. So
Right.
that's where it all started. And then Edna Patterson gave us her home and that became the next shelter in Woodward, and we've just kind of grown throughout the last 28 years from there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I love about that story is it was just normal people, just me and you kind of people, and they saw a need and they said, okay, we've got to do something, and so they began to make a change, and now that changed. So last year, that change made a difference for over 500 individuals.
Yes, I think it was 558 people that we actually helped last year.
I could have said close to 600.
Close to 600, and that's not just emergency shelter.
Right.
That includes all the crisis intervention when we're called up by police on scene to visit with the victim, counseling groups, advocating with clients with other social service agencies. So actually, shelter is just one part of all the services that we provide.
Which was the other surprise. I mean, when we talked about this, I thought Northwest Domestic Crisis meant only battered women and women who needed a safe place quickly in an abusive situation. And it's so much bigger than that. And I think that was really exciting to me to recognize that there's this huge umbrella and all the things that it covers and all the ways that you help people and our community.
We try to stay close to our mission, and that's eliminating personal and societal violence. So you have to be all-encompassing to really address those an issue or a mission that big. So yeah, we do more than just sheltering battered women and their children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also run a batterers group. Batters Intervention is an educational course for people who've been court-ordered who have abused their partner. And we do a lot of housing in this community, well, all 10 counties, as far as preventing people from becoming homeless,
Right.
or getting people quickly housed who are homeless. Obviously, victims of domestic violence get a priority in that,
Yes.
but you don't have to be a victim to use that service for this agency. So we have a lot of fingers in a lot of different areas in Northwest Oklahoma.
All right, so tell us, what is it that drives you to do what you do? What makes you stay here and work here?
That's a multifolded question.
Give us the good answer.
The two main aspects is I'm in a position to make change. Being an executive director, staff or clients can say, hey, I wish this was available, or staff can say, I wish we could do this for a client, and I can make those things happen. So that's pretty cool.
You're like
right
Santa
there.
Claus.
I'm like Santa Claus. I can grant wishes sometimes. This morning, one of the staff approached me that a client had a need that is unusual, and I get to grant it and say, well,
Awesome.
yes, obviously she needs that. Go get it. So that's pretty cool. Another thing is I don't do a lot of direct client services anymore. I did for 20 years, and that was enough. But I get to watch the process, seeing staff working with clients,
Yes.
watching those clients grow, become independent, become empowered, and just seeing that, and then hearing back occasionally from those clients of how good life is now. It does happen frequently, and so to see that is really very exciting.
And I think it must be, that has to be a must to see in order to continue. This has got to be a difficult business and a difficult ministry or mission because you see so much hurt and so much heartache, and to be able to come back every single day and to continue to want to help people has to be hard. So it's imperative that you get to see the wins, and I just heard you say you get to see wins.
Yes,
and I love
what
it.
you just said is exactly correct. It's a very emotionally draining job.
Oh man.
But it only takes those little bit of rewards to keep us going and keep the staff going. I got the greatest staff in the world. People last night, I think they won't realize, we have 31 staff members spread throughout these 10 counties.
Really?
I like to say we're the biggest little nonprofit you'll ever find.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I love that. I love it so much.
Yeah.
All right. If somebody were in need, how would they reach you?
There's multiple ways to reach us. They can reach us online with COVID. We've become much more tech savvy.
Yes.
Our website, Facebook, call our 800 number, 888-256-1215. That's manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Text message any of our office numbers. We're all mobile now.
That's fantastic.
We can truly meet any client where they're at, doesn't matter where, and provide them the services that they need. If they can't get to us, if they're not comfortable coming to us, we can do protective orders. We do individuals online. Obviously, we have to meet the client at the courthouse
Sure.
to get a protective order. But yeah, we've grown a lot in this last 6 months. Thanks to some very talented people, much more talented than I am, to get all this set up for us. So we've
That's
kind of
good
forced to grow.
All right. So what if, because you said the biggest little nonprofit,
Yes.
so what if I wanted to help you as a nonprofit? What would I do?
I'm going to ask you what's your area of expertise, or how do you want to help? Obviously, we accept cash donations. There are times when we have special needs, like Thanksgiving's coming up, and we'll put food baskets out for anyone who has recently used our services, who we know are struggling.
Yes.
And then we'll do the same thing at Christmas, and we also ask every one of those mothers and or parents, because we don't just serve women, we do serve men too, in shelter,
Yes.
if there's a victim. Let's make that clear.
Yes.
We don't discriminate on gender.
Right.
But we also want to know, what do their kids want for Christmas? So we visit with them and try to make sure that they get what the kids are asking for. So sometimes those lists are big, but the communities always step in and help us. I need a tablet for this teenager. I'm going to have a tablet because I know this community and they're going to come through. So we try to get that list out somewhere around the beginning of December so that people can kind of help us.
And does that go on the Angel Tree, or is that something I would need to call you directly?
Call us directly.
Awesome.
And we'll post it on our website as our wish list, Christmas wish list. We'll put it out on Facebook. I think we have a Twitter account somewhere. I think we have an Instagram account. I can only keep track of so many things, but we do have them. They are out there.
Yes.
So,
all right, so we just need to search you on all the social medias.
We try to stay up on social media. Like, I think Hyman takes care of the Instagram. I think Alba takes care of the Twitter. Woodward takes care of several places takes care of the Facebook pages. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then, like I say, or if you want to provide a service, what's your area of expertise? Are you already a therapist? Do you want to work with kids? Do you want to house victims' pets for us?
Oh,
If they're a pet,
oh,
like
yeah.
they can't bring with them. There
Right.
are certain breeds of animals we can't have in the shelter because of insurance reasons.
Sure.
But for the most part, clients can bring their pets with them.
I had no idea.
I know.
But
Yeah.
some
Would you
victims
like
have
a pet?
horses.
Yeah.
We can't keep a horse.
Oh man, yeah.
So we could use
No,
a farmer that
right.
could say, you know, well, if you get a client who's not going to leave unless she takes her horse with her, I'll keep her horse for her.
Right.
That would be volunteering for the
That's
agency.
amazing.
So we get real creative in how people volunteer for us.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy, but thank you so much for sharing with us and for taking a little bit of time for us.
You're most welcome. I always enjoy talking about Northwest Domestic Crisis Services. It's been my life and it's what I do.
All right, thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.